When someone regrets losing you, it's often because they see the growth that has happened in your life since they left. They see that you didn't crumble. In fact, you flourished. And that's the part they never expected. They thought their absence would leave a void in your life, but instead, it created room for something far greater. For self-love, for self-respect, and for self-empowerment. You've taken the pain they caused and turned it into power. You've taken their departure and used it as a stepping stone towards your own greatness. And here's the thing, growth through loss doesn't mean you forget the pain or dismiss what happened. It means you learn from it. Every painful experience leaves behind a lesson, and those lessons are what shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more resilient person. You learn what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not. You learn who you can trust and who you can't. And most importantly, you learn to trust yourself. You learn that no matter what happens, you have the ability to rise above it. When you grow through loss, you also develop a sense of independence that is unshakable. You stop relying on others for your happiness or your sense of worth. You realize that everything you need is already within you. And once you reach that point, no one can take it away from you. The people who left, the ones who didn't appreciate your value, they become a distant memory. They may regret losing you, but by then you've moved on. You've grown beyond the person you were when they knew you. You've evolved into someone who no longer fits into the small space they once occupied in your life. The journey of growth through loss isn't easy, but it's one of the most rewarding experiences you'll ever go through. It teaches you resilience, self-reliance, and the power of transformation. You come out of it stronger, wiser, more confident in who you are and what you deserve. So when someone regrets losing you, don't take it as a sign to let them back into your life. Take it as confirmation that you've grown beyond them. You've used the loss to fuel your growth, and that's something they can never take away from you. Keep growing, keep evolving, and never settle for less than you deserve. When someone has wronged you, it's easy for them to come back later, full of apologies and regrets. They may try to convince you that they've changed, that they now understand how important you are, and that they deserve another chance. But what you need to understand is these actions have consequences. If someone hurt you, betrayed your trust, or undervalued you, they must face the results of their choices. Accountability is not just a moral obligation, it's a lesson that everyone must learn in life. Without accountability, people will continue to repeat the same behaviors, not only towards you, but toward others as well. When people hurt you, they rarely think about the long-term consequences. They may act out of selfishness, insecurity, or a lack of respect for your feelings, assuming that you will always be there no matter what. They might believe that in time they can just apologize, say a few kind words, and everything will go back to the way it was. But when someone disrespects you, they need to understand that they've crossed a line, one that cannot be erased by mere words. They must sit with the reality that their actions have caused harm and that they no longer have access to your life the way they once did. This is where accountability becomes crucial. When someone loses you because of their behavior, they need to feel the weight of that loss. It's not about revenge, it's about making sure they learn from their mistakes. If they're never held accountable, they'll never change. They'll continue to go through life thinking that they can treat people poorly, offer a half-hearted apology, and everything will be forgiven. But that's not how life works, and it certainly shouldn't be how you operate. Allowing someone to escape the consequences of their actions doesn't do them or you any favors. It only sets them up to hurt you again, and it leaves you with unresolved pain. Accountability means that they need to recognize the full impact of what they did. It's not enough for them to say, I'm sorry. They need to understand the emotional, mental, and sometimes even physical toll their actions have taken on you. They need to see that trust, once broken, is incredibly difficult to rebuild, and that in some cases it can't be rebuilt at all. When someone comes back into your life after hurting you, their regret is often more about their own discomfort than about the pain they caused you. They miss the benefits of having you in their life, the love, the support, the companionship, but they haven't truly considered the damage they've done. That's not real accountability. That's self-interest disguised as remorse. Holding someone accountable doesn't mean you hold on to anger or resentment. It doesn't mean you refuse to forgive. Forgiveness is for you to release the emotional burden, but forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean allowing someone back into your life without any consequences. When someone has hurt you, forgiveness can come, but trust and access must be earned. And in some cases, the best form of accountability is to walk away completely and let them live with the knowledge that their actions cost them a valuable relationship. It's important to remember that accountability is a two-way street. You have to hold yourself accountable as well. You have to ask yourself, what am I willing to accept? What are my standards? What boundaries have I set, and am I willing to uphold them, even when it's difficult? Sometimes when people regret losing you, they'll come back with grand gestures and emotional apologies, making it tempting to give them another chance. But true accountability means standing firm in your boundaries and not allowing yourself to be swayed by guilt or nostalgia. You must respect yourself enough to say, no, you made your choice, and now you must live with the consequences. When you hold someone accountable for their actions, you are teaching them a valuable life lesson. You are showing them that they cannot mistreat people and expect to be welcomed back with open arms. You are demonstrating that respect, loyalty, and trust are not things to be taken lightly. They are earned through consistent actions, not fleeting words. By enforcing accountability, you are setting a standard not just for them, but for yourself as well. You are affirming that you deserve better, and you will not settle for less. People often regret losing someone who brought value into their lives. But regret alone is not enough to warrant reconciliation. Regret is a starting point, but accountability is the process that follows. It's what separates genuine remorse from temporary discomfort. If someone is truly sorry for what they've done, they will accept the consequences without trying to rush the process. They will understand that rebuilding trust, if it's even possible, takes time and consistent effort. And they will respect your boundaries, knowing that their actions have created a lasting impact. On your part, holding people accountable ensures that you maintain your integrity and self-respect. It's a form of self-care because it protects you from further harm. It's a way of saying, I value myself enough to demand that others value me too. Accountability forces people to confront the reality of their actions, and in doing so, it helps them grow. But it's not your job to facilitate their growth at the expense of your well-being. Sometimes the greatest lesson you can teach someone is that they can't always have what they want, especially after they've disrespected or hurt you. When they regret losing you, let them. Let them sit with that regret. Let it serve as a reminder that their actions have consequences, and that those consequences are not yours to fix. Accountability means letting them learn from their mistakes while you continue to grow, evolve, and move forward with your life.